got a little bit of a problem. I've got 2 boxes from AutoZone, a broken tie rod, and over yonder I got a car that's sitting over there, not able to go anywhere.
I think if you lift the tires like this.
Oh yeah. So I got 2 new tie rods. I got a car. The tires are going both ways. Luckily, we found one store that carries both of them, or had both of them in stock, I mean.
Okay.
So if you look down there, there's where a tie rod should be.
And there's just not one.
And there's a new one. For a parking lot job.
Bank even.
New tie rod. I'm just gonna replace the one. Drive her home. Custom alignment in the back parking lot though. Well, I just got the car pulled into the shop from when it broke down at Hapo on the side of the road. And where are they? There they are, way over there. I got 2 new tie rods. Gonna throw those on the original spots on the knuckle because we had drilled the knuckles out a little further back and it actually broke off in that point. So those aren't usable, and we got an event on Friday in Seattle. But something that did come in is our new hand-built coils from FortuneAuto. These are their 510 track series coilover, so they'll be able to handle all the abuse that we put the car through, hold up just fine. And I am excited to unbox these things, so let's go ahead and get those things open. Alright, here it is. Been waiting for this moment for probably 2 months. Probably 2 months or so. Ooh. Those some pretty slick stickers right there. Alright, let's see what we got. Ooh. Now these are badass. Already I can just tell the quality of these are far superior over the TNs we already have on the car. Now I don't know a lot about coilovers, but I do know a good piece, and this is it. So if you guys want some badass coilovers, you better check out FortuneAuto and get yourself a pair. These look well put together. Although I don't know if they're going to be low enough. I'll go ahead and find out when I throw them on the car. I do have the car up in the air and the tires taken off, so it really doesn't take that much time to take off the old coilovers. All I got to do is take the lower bolt off and 3 upper, and the coilovers will come right out. And I'm not sure if I put these in the last video either, but I did go ahead and notch the lower control arms. So they do have a big chunk out of them, and then they're reboxed in with some 3/16 plate. The lighting's not too good, but you can kind of tell what's going on there. At the first event, we actually had the tires come in contact with the lower control arm, so they're a bit chewed up. I'll run these as a spare and probably go with something else in the front. So let me take the old ones out and we'll put the new ones in. Alright, I'm not sure how long that took me. 10 minutes maybe? 5 minutes? And they're already on the car. Well, the one corner is anyway. Here's what we had on there before. These are just some TN, I don't know, look like Supra treats. Something like that. And the previous owner had cut the springs, which really messed some things up. On top of that, they're blown. Really bouncy. So this should be a huge improvement over the TNs that were already on the car, and I can't wait to try them out. So I actually thought these were going to be too tall for the car, but even with no weight on it, all the way as low as they'll go, it's too low. So I'm gonna raise them up a little bit and see what it looks like. Since this one was a little low, I'm actually gonna go ahead and measure that gap between the two collars and adjust the other front one and raise the back one up just a little bit. It's pretty hot in the shop. I'm sweating. I'm gonna take a little break. Not gonna film the other side, but I'll show you guys when everything's all put on and installed. All in all, it took me about an hour to start to finish. And I will say these are probably some of the easiest coilovers I have ever put in. So I'm gonna throw everything back together. I gotta button up a few things. Like I said earlier, the driver's side tie rod broke. Here you can see where, actually, let me grab a light. Right there you can see where our modified tie rod goes to. The knuckle just drilled out, and on the other side it actually broke. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the factory spot. I've got a new tie rod. I'm gonna go ahead and change the oil, filter, do all the fluids. I got a new serpentine belt, a rear seal for the transmission. And I think after that, it's pretty well ready for Supra Nationals, other than maybe a couple little things. Maybe throw a speaker and a cooler back there for the trip up, because it's going to be a little warm, and this has no tunes. So I'll get everything together and see where I'm at. Well, now that the coilovers are on, time for an oil change. Hate laying in the dirt, well, the dust. Quick blow job and we're good to go. This is actually the second oil change. I'm gonna be switching to a synthetic. Convenient spot for the filter. Easily accessible with the tire on still. Not so easy with one hand. Actually took a wrench and two hands. So I'll let it drain into the bucket until it's done. Throw the new filter on there. Put some new oil in it. I'm gonna be running Redline 1040 and a K&N filter. It's a HP 1017, an M22 125 pitch filter, I believe. Adapter is from Improved Racing. It's got the 212-degree thermostat built into it. Well, not only did our belt get shredded right here on the back side, the little tit that came off of it actually ripped our cam sensor, our crank sensor connector apart. So we had to wire nut that on the side of the road, and it broke my intake air temp sensor plug. So I'm gonna have to get a new one of these. I've got new connectors for that right over here. I've got two new ones, all my pins for that. This time I'm gonna go ahead and solder them because they actually did pull out pretty easily from the old pin, even though they were crimped with the correct crimper. So I'll go ahead and solder those, repair that, and I have a new belt as well. I was wrong with the car all the way down, and the coil's raised up. I can't even get the jack out. This thing is pretty low. Yeah, I'm not even gonna be able to turn. So I definitely need to raise this up like a good inch in the front, maybe like I don't know, 3/8 or so in the back. at least to get my jack out. Well, it's currently 5:30 in the morning. I'm getting everything packed up in the Supra to head to Tacoma. This week is Super Nationals. And I'm tired. Oop, throw the battery. So I got the car loaded up right now with everything we're gonna need. Got a canopy, GoPros, bag, cooler, t-shirts. We did put the coilovers on, so it's gonna be a super smooth ride on the way up there and hopefully handle a hell of a lot better. It is gonna be a hot one. At the house, I think it's gonna be 110 plus all week. So I'm glad we're gonna be going to Seattle. It'll be a lot cooler over there. Ooh, it's tiny. Been waiting a long time for this. Almost my whole life. No, I'm just kidding. There's no idle control valve either, so kind of like a manual warm-up. If you haven't already, go check out our store. We've got a new line of apparel and shirts. I can't wait to release the hats too. They got a custom under brim and logo up top. So those should be here pretty soon. Well, I'm gonna start headed over to Damon's and get this trip going. From there, but I did take the vibrant resonator out of the car, so it's just running the HKS titanium. It's still kind of quiet, but it's a little raspy, so I might put a different resonator in there. Maybe not the ultra quiet that was in it, but just a typical resonator to cut that rasp out. But we'll see. I still need to get a full exhaust for it. One of them sandwiches. Yeah. Oh. You know what? I'm just gonna mount the hash browns for now.
A sandwich. That's not a sandwich.
Well. Made it to Ellensburg. Getting some gas for me and the car. I was just not going. It's not even filling up.
Thank you for shopping. It's done.
No. Dude,
Did you have to actually start it?
I put the nozzle in.
Yeah, you put the gun in.
And I didn't even trigger. Pull the trigger.
Duh. Oh, I should never out of the car.
Wow.
That's sick.
I just got a quick pit stop. Then on our way to Tacoma. hotel room. And we've got a perfect view. So we're in the parking lot at the hotel right now. And the car was having some breakup issues, so we pulled the plugs out. So we're running around like a madman trying to get some tools and plugs. But look at that. There is no ceramic. That's a good plug. There's ceramic right there. That's not. That's just jump and spark everywhere. So we'll throw some new plugs in that and see what it does. Hopefully the piston is alright. But like Damon was saying, that ceramic should get chewed up and spit out, hopefully. Because I don't see any bits on top of the piston when I shine a flashlight in there. So new plugs. And I can't tell you why that broke. Stay tuned. So all the spark plugs are in. I got the keys. Good. Right away. Yeah, it's already idling smooth though. Before it was kind of all over the place. So I think we fixed the problem. Well, I know we fixed the problem. It was the spark plug the whole time. You know something's up when there's a big old black cloud of smoke. Dick?
Knock it off. What? Oh, you're right.
Right. No, it's fine. It's idling at 14.
Oh, no. It's not.
Well, I can guarantee it's a decent one.
Yeah, we're driving the Honda because the exhaust sounds absolutely terrible. But we're on our way to Mount Rainier in this one. With all these Mark 5s, Mark 4s, that's a Lexus. There's about 5 groups. They'll catch up. But we'll cut to some film driving through the forest. And we'll, I don't know what we'll do. But I'll show you some footage. On the always over here, all the third gens. So we're headed back. Probably gonna grab some food, maybe watch a movie. Like temperature's too hot, shutting you down. We're headed over, not sure what bridge this is, but we're over it. We got the Mark III Caravan in the movie theater, gonna go check out a car show. It is hot as hell. This is my second shirt today, but it's nice right here on the bridge, I'll tell you that. Just look at the size of this boat. This thing is massive. I think we're rolling into Bremerton. Gonna go check out the new Fast and Furious movie. Well, I didn't get much of the car meet because it was hot as hell. But we're headed back the Chinook Passway, where Crystal Mountain is, and we decided to stop off and take a little break. We got Damon down there at the river, cooling down on the biggest tree I've ever seen. So, we're gonna cool down real quick and continue on our way to back home. So, see how this goes. It's been hot as hell on the journey back. I think it's like 100 and something right now, 109 back home, which is ridiculous. But we're headed back out of the heat. Well, I had to go back because I'm super hot and I need my shirt wet. So I got a brand new shirt that's soaked, but I'm cooled down. It's all about staying cool when it's hot as hell out. But the view's great. If I was a fish, I'd swim too. Yeah, I'd go right out there. Back on the road. Headed home, boys. Headed home. Yes, it is. Clunk, clunk. Ooh, 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 ooh. FortuneAutos. Don't have to worry about it. Alright, this is pretty sick. View through the alternate route is great. The roads are good, except it's a little bouncy. I'll sacrifice that for the view. Oh, that's nice. Yep. Well, we went from 109 or 100 plus to snow in like 10 minutes. We've been climbing pretty good. It's a really steep grade. But here it is. Too bad one of those rocks is right up.
Yeah, I can.
Go around.
Yeah, I can. Now
I know.
I'm gonna hang glide. Oh, hey, fella.
Well, just got back to the shop, and as always, what a great event put on by Shay. Met a ton of people, hung out with some old friends. Probably one of the bigger events I've been to, although Canada did top it with the amount of people that were there. Everything went smooth. The cruise was awesome up through Mount Rainier National Forest. I did have a couple issues on the way there. For whatever reason, I lost a ceramic in one of the spark plugs, cylinder 1. Although it didn't cause any engine damage, we were kind of fighting that for a little bit. And on the way back, we did have a little bit of a fuel leak on the bulkhead on the fuel pump mount. So behind all the tape, there's a cutout area, and then you can get to the fuel pump hanger. I have a threaded bulkhead that goes to the pump for my feed line, and it did come loose. I did manage to tighten things up. Damon and I kind of got the leak under control. It still did spit a little bit, but nothing too crazy. So I'll probably look into welding that to the hanger instead of a threaded type, so I won't have any leaks in the future. But other than that, the car did amazing. The coilovers were awesome through all the mountain roads. This thing handles like a go-kart. I mean, huge improvement over the factory coils. Well, not factory coils, but the old teens that I had on there. These guys right here. We're actually gonna give these to Emilio for now until we can get his car set up. We're gonna end up building 2 more Mark IIIs. So Emilio, Damon, and me will have matching Supras. They're all gonna be pearl white. This one's gonna have a green flake in the paint, and then whatever other colors Damon and Emilio decide to go with, they'll have that flake in their paint too. One thing I did notice with this manifold design, with the unequal length runners, it does make the exhaust note a little bit raspy. And I did take out the vibrant resonator and noticed a huge difference. So I'm probably gonna be putting another resonator back on. Or my other thought is, since I did get the HKS muffler, this is the 3-inch titanium. Since I did get it used, it's a possibility that the muffler is burnt out, and rather than repack it, I'll check on the cost of some other mufflers and see what their prices are new compared to rebuilding that one, since it will be a little difficult to cut open and re-weld a titanium muffler. Yeah, great event, had a blast, met a lot of new people, and I can't wait till the next one. So we'll see you guys in the next video.